everyone. Welcome to the mat. My name's Ashley, and today I'm going to be leading you through a short sequence, hoping to embody this principle of Ahimsa. So Ahimsa is a Sanskrit word that comes from the long, long ago teachings of yoga when we go all the way back to the Vedas, right? So the very foundations of what began this physical practice began a long time ago as more of an inward practice of meditation and how one is to live one's life. So, loosely translated, Ahimsa means to do no harm, or sometimes people say non-violence. And I like to think of that concept kind of in three different parts. So starting with non-violence to the self and extending that out, and non-violence to others, and all the way out, non-violence to our environment. So whatever that means to you, that's just how I like to think about it. Kind of break that down into different parts. So when you think about a practice to embody this concept, it seems to me that it's a lot less important what postures we bring onto the mat, but rather the way in which we move through those postures. So focusing on the only thing that we can control here in this moment, which is how we're treating ourselves. So as we're moving through these postures, moving through focusing on our breath and all of those things that this practice encompasses, really keeping in mind this principle of leading with compassion for ourselves, leading with a sense of not doing harm to the body, also not doing harm to the more deeper layers of ourselves, and how then treating ourselves in this way begins to ripple out and affect how we treat everyone else, and hopefully all that we encounter, all of the life that we encounter here on our journey through earth and life. So if you want to get started, just finding a comfortable seat. Make sure that your sit bones are grounded down into the earth, and feel the crown of the head rising tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. Hands rest comfortably on the knees or lap. Maybe you begin to close down the eyes. Beginning already to just quiet the mind. Bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing how it feels as the breath moves in and out of your body. The next time that you inhale, maybe bringing the hand to the belly. And inhale and feel the belly expanding into your hand. And if you can, exhale through the nose. And inhale again into the belly. Exhale through the nose. Next, inhale down all the way into the belly. Begin to move the air up into your rib cage, front to back, side to side, and then exhale through the nose, the ribs all the way down to the belly. And again, inhale into the belly, up to the rib cage, now all the way up to fill the chest. Chest expands, collarbones broaden. Exhale through the nose, chest, the ribs and the belly. Finding this 3-part breath. A couple of more times in the quietness of your own experience. as you sit here in your own presence, perhaps beginning to bring the internal gaze up to the point between the eyebrows, maybe even resting the tip of the tongue right at the point where the top teeth meets the palate. And bringing all of your attention inward. And if this gesture speaks to you, perhaps begin to bring the hands together in front of the heart. Really feeling that connection of the heart into the sternum into the hands. And once again, just bring your focus to this concept of compassion for the self, or whatever it is that ahimsa means to you. Being grateful for the chance to practice that here on our mat today. And begin to bring the hands back down. You're welcome to leave the eyes closed or maybe start to gently blink the eyes open now. And keeping all of this in the forefront of our awareness, let's start to come to hands and knees. So finding a tabletop pose, really moving slowly here, finding your bearings. Feel the hands pushing down into the earth. Feel the feet, tops of the feet pushing down into the earth. And feel this sensation of the belly button coming up and in while you keep the back, the spine nice and straight. Feel stability in your body. Feel the strength of your body here. And then start to move. As you inhale, draw the nose forward and up. Tailbone comes up. Draw the shoulder blades back. Maybe even look up. Bring the gaze up. And then exhale, moving in the opposite direction, round the spine. Navel comes towards the spine and the gaze moves down. And again, inhale. Coming to cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. So begin to move through this here, smoothing out these motions with the speed and rhythm of your own breath. The spinal flex and extension. Just slowly waking your body up. Stretching and strengthening your spine. When you're ready, bring your body back to neutral. Find stillness here once again. And then inhale, curl the toes down into the mat. Maybe bring the hands forward a little bit. Really find your grip here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to pick up the knees, push into the hands. We're coming into downward facing dog. So this sort of inverted V shape here. Feel the hips drawing up and back. As the hands push the floor away. You want a little gentle bend in the knees here as the heels reach for the floor. Moving in that direction. Maybe close the eyes here once again and bring the internal gaze to that point between the eyebrows. Returning to your own presence, returning to the sensation of your own breath, and embracing how this posture feels to you. On your next inhale, begin to bring the gaze forward to the hands. As as you exhale, we're going to slowly walk the feet up. So very slowly. It's okay if you need to move your body up a little or in a way that just feels more natural to you. Once you get there, let's inhale and bring the hands to the shins. A little bend in the knee. And finding that really long, extended spine once again. From the tailbone to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, folding down over the legs, all of that length all the way down. So you're welcome here maybe to bring the hands to the ground or the shins, even to come back up halfway. Or if you want to really sink in here, maybe grab for opposite elbows, come to ragdoll, drop the whole weight of the head and maybe start to sway a little bit from side to side. Use this as an opportunity to listen to your body and to give yourself exactly what it is that you need. When you're ready, you can come to stillness. Once again, bring the hands to the shins, up halfway. Nice long spine. And then exhale, folding all the way down. This time bringing a more generous bend into the knees, and we're going to start to push into the feet, rolling your spine up, one vertebrae at a time. So coming to standing here as slow as you can go. Mindfully, compassionately, roll the shoulders back and down. Find that length in the spine again. Maybe close the eyes. Feel your feet pushing into the earth, the crown of the head rising up. Return to your breath. Return to your intention. Return to yourself. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to come into just one balanced posture here in standing. You can start by bringing the hands to the hips maybe. Getting comfortable here, finding your bearings here. And then slowly start to shift the weight into the left foot. The right knee's going to come up. We're going to come into tree pose. So maybe you keep the toes on the ground and just bring the heel up to the ankle. Or maybe to the inside of the calf. Or if you have the space, you can come up all the way to the inside of the thigh. You just want to make sure you're steering clear of placing any pressure on your knee. So once again, opportunity to really just listen to your own body. Give yourself what you need. Hands can be at the hips, at the heart, or maybe all the way up. And if you stumble and you fall, that's why this balance practice is a great practice to practice on ourselves that sense of compassion, right? Nobody's perfect, and we're not striving to be. Striving only to be the best version of ourselves. Hopefully having some fun here in this posture. Maybe playing with the arms. What kind of tree that you want to be. What kind of branches you want to have. What kind of life you want to have. You channel that here now on the mat. And you can come out of this posture whenever you're ready. Once again, slowly, right? Compassionately supporting our body as we move. Mountain pose. Take a deep breath. Maybe bring a smile to the face. As we move to the other side, bringing the weight into the right leg this time. Maybe you start with the hands at the hips. And finding your variation of tree pose. Whatever tree pose looks like to you, right? Every single tree, totally different from every other tree. each perfect in their own way, adding their own unique improvements to our world. Just like each one of us, a unique being. Use this as an opportunity to bond with yourself. Feel a sense of love for yourself. And maybe you allow that to come out here as just a sense of self-expression, self-confidence, self-awareness, self-love. Because that's really what this is all about, right? Okay, and when you're ready, coming out of this posture, nice and slow. Back to mountain pose. Feel the chest shining forward, the heart shining forward. In your own way, whatever that looks like to you, we're going to make our way back down to seated. So, no need to get fancy here, but moving with a lot of self-awareness. Once you get there, taking the time to just move your body so that the sit bones are really planted down, and we're coming to staff pose. So Dandasana here. Maybe bringing the hands to the outsides of the hips, really sitting up tall. So you want to feel this long line of energy from the tailbone to the crown of the head, right? This is the danda, the long line, the back of our spine. And you also want to feel a long line of energy from the sit bones all the way down to the heels. But you can have as generous a bend in the knees as you'd like here. So I like to think of this as like a secret power pose here. A lot more strength required than it looks to sit here in this shape. But using that strength in the core, belly button back and up, right? The navel's here supporting us. And you can stay here, or if you want a little bit of an extra stretch for the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, we're going to start to walk forward. So remember to keep that little bend in the knee, or a generous bend maybe, and just come to your own edge. So you really want to feel that you are folding from the hip crease here. Coming forward from the hip crease, you want to feel that you're moving the gaze forward, the crown of the head forward, and that even as you fold, you're maintaining that long line of integrity right in the backs of our spines here. Nice slow journey. We're not in any rush. Feel the stretch in the backs of the legs. Maybe reaching in the direction of the feet or the direction of the big toe, right? Moving in that direction, even if we're not quite there. Once you feel nice and comfortable, confident here with this length that you've got in the back of your backside of your body, at that point then maybe you begin to round the spine, drop the head, allowing the stretch to move from not only the backs of the legs, but now coming into the spine and into the back, lower back. I always really feel this in my upper back, right? If you start to allow the shoulders to kind of melt away from each other, feeling this moving into the point between the shoulder blades. And if you drop the head, maybe even feeling this stretch in the back of the neck. Maybe close your eyes. Bring that gaze back to the point between the eyebrows, right? So our third eye chakra. The eye that is said to look inward upon ourselves. As you continue mindfully breathing, mindfully stretching and moving your body. Bringing health health and wellness to your whole body, to your mind, and even to your spirit. Really let go here, last couple breaths. We're going to come out of this posture just as slowly as we came into it. So, once again, draw the gaze up, crown of the head up, finding once again this nice tall spine. Starting to walk the hands back. Finding ourselves back here in Dandasana. Big release from the back line, back side of the body. So we want to move slowly here. We're going to start to kind of turn the body around. And we're going to find a child's pose, which is another really great stretch for the back, especially the lower back. So you can kind of tailor this posture to your own needs here. You're going to get a lot more of a stretch in the back if you keep the knees closer together. If you want more of a stretch for your hips, you can bring the knees wide and kind of fold forward and really allow the belly and the chest to just kind of hang and rest here in between the legs, or you can come somewhere in the middle. I like to keep my knees together. I like that deep stretch in the low back, but you find what works for you. And then when you get there, just find that nice tall seat. So we always like to come into a posture from a place of stillness, right? From a place of strength and real stability in the body. So before we move, especially in a practice like this, really taking that time for ourselves to find that stability. So rooting again the tailbone down, right? And you feel how that starts to engage that core just a little bit, kind of holding us all together. And then starting to walk forward, hands forward. And you can maybe lay the crown of the head directly, or the forehead right directly onto the mat. Or if you want some extra height, you can stack both hands or fists and place the forehead down. And sometimes that's even nice, right, for adding just a little bit of extra pressure to that chakra point between the eyes. So you choose what's best for you, and we're going to stay there for a couple of deep breaths. Really allow yourself to just kind of get lost into your own experience while staying mindful and present with your body and with your breath. You're ready, so to bring the gaze up first, crown of the head up, my hands walking back to this seat. Here we call this hero's pose. And we're going to move into our final posture of this practice here, which is going to be our Shavasana. So coming to just lie right down on your back. Corpse pose. And in order to embody that, really allowing yourself to just let go completely of your body, but also letting go completely of the mind, the thoughts. And at this point, you can even let go of this awareness of the breath. And instead, just allow yourself to drift into rest. bring your awareness back into your body. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, rolling your wrists and ankles. Maybe even reach up, come into a full body stretch. Eventually roll onto one side or the other, curling yourself into a little ball here and just resting. Start to feel this top hand pushing into the mat, gently pushing yourself back up to seated. Finding a comfortable seated position once again, maybe coming into Sukhasana. Hands come to the knees, palms up or down. Close your eyes. Awareness within. Feeling grateful for your body, grateful for your breath. Grateful for this deep sense of connection to yourself. And feeling a connection to the source, whatever that means to you. The source of all creation. The source of all awareness. Source of all compassion. And through this practice, hope to channel some of that through us, deep within our own being, but also out to others, out to the environment, out to the world at large. Once again, if the gesture speaks to you, coming into an Anjali Mudra, hands right over the heart. Feeling that connection, heart into hands, hands back into the heart. I encourage you to thank yourself for taking this time for your practice. And a thank you and a gratitude to all the teachers that have come before us over the many thousands of years of the evolution of this practice. Bring your thumbs up to place some gentle pressure on that point between the eyebrows. And now feeling the connection, hands into the forehead, forehead back into the hands. You can bring the hands back down. Begin to open the eyes, welcoming yourself back to this physical space. I thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I truly hope that you have found some peace in this crazy world here in our time together on the mat. And I do hope to see you again in a future practice. Perhaps if you like this video, you could like this or subscribe to me. I would love to hear from any of you guys, and it is a blessing to me to be able to share this practice with you from my own space here. So thank you so much once again, and namaste.